Hi, welcome to the shop. Today we're going to build a couple of 9mm ARs, and to help me out is my friend and moderator on the AR-15 Builders Group New, Jeff Nagy.
Howdy folks.
So without any further ado, let's get right to it. Okay, first let's take a look at some of the parts we're going to be using. From EDC Tactical, we have both got lowers. EDC custom makes these when you order them. They have several designs of their own, or if you want, you can have a custom design made. They put whatever you want in the magwell area and on your safety selector. This is Jeff's. He's already got started on his a little bit, but it shows you just what kind of work they do. Also, they provided me with a upper. It's just a standard upper. Jeff's upper is from Joe Bob Outfitters. It's their Spartan LRBHO, or last round bolt hold open upper. KAK Industries has provided us with one of their 9mm 8-inch barrels. It has a 1 in 10 twist. From Faxon, we have a 10.5-inch barrel. From Coda Evolution, we have a titanium muzzle brake. It's flame anodized. And also a 9.5-inch carbon fiber handguard. This whole thing weighs about as much as a regular barrel nut, I think. It is super light. Mission First Tactical sent us one of their 7-inch key mod handguards and one of their AR-15 Engage series pistol grips. From Spike's Tactical, we have a 9mm pistol buffer tube assembly. Phase 5 Weapon Systems provided us with one of their ambidextrous charging handles, a nice little surprise ejection port door, a forward assist, and a lower parts kit without fire control group or grip. Here's why we didn't need a fire control group with our lower parts kit. We've got one of Timney's new SIG MPX 9mm triggers to try out. And finally, from the folks at Gun Tech USA, we have a 9mm boat carrier group. Okay, first we're going to put in our front takedown pin. I've got a little tool here that makes this process a little simpler. Just stick that through there like that. Place your spring. And then your detent. And then push it down in there. And now it's captured, so it makes it easier to keep from losing this little thing. And that's all there is to it. Next, we're going to put in our bolt catch. I've already used my roll pin starter to start the roll pin. I've taped this up so that I don't bang into it and booger it all up. And then we take our spring and a plunger, get them lined up. Now I like to use a pair of pliers here. It's just so much easier to hold everything at once. Channel locks are made for this because one jaw sticks out just a little further than the other. lined up on the hole there. Maybe. And there's our bolt catch. Next, we're going to put in our bolt catch. I've already used my roll pin starter to start the roll pin. I've taped this up so that I don't bang into it and booger it all up. And then we take our spring and a plunger, get them lined up. Now I like to use a pair of pliers here. It's just so much easier to hold everything at once. Channel locks are made for this because one jaw sticks out just a little further than the other. Get that lined up on the hole there. Maybe. And there's our bolt catch. Next, we're going to install our SIG MPX 9mm trigger. That's just a drop-in trigger. Let's try to put it in the right way, shall we? That's one of the nice things about a drop-in trigger. They go in super easy. Now after we got those going, we need to tighten down the set screws. I've lost my Allen wrench. Okay, so I found the Allen wrench now. We can tighten the set screws down, which puts a little pressure against the bottom of the lower. Stubborn. Alright, now we've got that done, we're going to turn to the grip. Okay, the next step is to put in the safety selector and install the grip. Okay, we've got our safety selector in place. We're going to take our grip, put the screw, or the spring in it, our detent for the safety selector. Slide that into place, make sure the spring, everything all lines up. Put our grip screw in. And there's that. Okay, the last thing we need to do is put our buffer tube assembly and rear takedown pin in. So take our buffer tube, the end plate, get that started. And we need to take our spring and buffer retainer pin, stick them in there. In there. Now we got it started. Take and put our rear takedown pin. Stick the detent in there and the spring. Make sure we don't crush the spring. Take the armorer's wrench, tighten the castle nut. Let go. And take our spring and buffer. And there's our lower. Okay, next thing we're going to do is put our forward assist in the upper. And do that, I've already got it started with my roll pin starter. Make sure that the gear is pointed the right way. Push that in. Seat the pin. And there's that. Next thing we're going to do is put on our port door. Okay, we've got the port door on now. It's time to turn to the barrel. Take a faction barrel, slip it in there, and then we need to disassemble the carbon fiber nut, barrel nut, and trunnion. Okay, we've got our barrel nut trunnion assembly out of the handguard. I'm going to install the barrel nut. Clamp it in a vise block. And then we'll go to the vise and torque it. Okay, now we've got the barrel nut tightened up. Put the trunnion on. Take the screws for tightening that up. Get them started. Just running them up to where they're just snug. So we got to clock the trunnion on there. Okay, it takes a little doing to get the barrel nut and trunnion out of the handguard and then back on again, but this thing is rock solid now. Put the screws back in to hold it in place, although from what it took to get that on there, I don't think it's going to go anywhere. Okay, now we've got our screws in our handguard. We put our titanium muzzle brake from Coda Evolution. And then we'll stick it back in the vise and time it, and we'll have that taken care of. Okay, got that all together. We'll put our charging handle from phase 5 and our gun tech bolt carrier group in, and we're good to go. Alright, now we're going to stick Jeff's upper together. He said he's got the slick-sided upper, so we don't have to worry about a forward assist or port door on this one. We're just going to get right to putting the barrel on. The MFT handguard uses a standard barrel nut. So we'll stick that in the vise and tighten her up real quick. We'll be right back. Okay, we got our barrel nut torqued. Next thing is to put these bushings on, and they're marked right and left. You get those on. Okay, we got this started. It takes a little finagling to do that. Slide that down. Looks like we're going to have to persuade it a little bit. Stick our spacer in. Stubborn. Okay, we got that all on. Last thing to do is put the muzzle device on. We go back to the vise, torque that down, and we're ready to go. Okay, there we got a couple of 9mm pistols done. We're ready to go tear up some paper. See you later.